When I was 7, I started school. My teacher gave me a new name, Nelson. I didn't understand why I needed a new name, but I kept it. At school, I worked hard. I listened more than I spoke. I kept quiet, but I watched everything. I watched the teachers, the lessons, the way the older boys carried themselves. I paid attention to how people spoke and when they stayed silent. I studied not just my books, but the world around me. The school had rules. Some were fair, some were not, but I followed them all. I wanted to learn, I wanted to understand. And the more I saw, the more I realized the world was not fair. Some children had more, better shoes, better books, better chances. Others, like me, had to work twice as hard just to be seen. Then, my father died. My mother was brave. She walked with me to a new place, to a chief's house where I would live and learn. He treated me like a son. He said I must use my words, not my fists. I grew up. And the more I saw, the more I realized the world was not fair. In towns and cities, people like me were not treated the same. We had to carry passes. We could not sit on the same benches. We could not go to the same schools. There were signs on doors that said whites only. This was called apartheid. It meant apartness, and it kept people apart in every part of their lives. I asked questions. Why did they get more? Why do we have less? No one gave me a good answer, so I decided I would find one myself. I became a lawyer. I tried to help people who had no voice. I stood in court. I stood in streets. I stood beside others who wanted change. We marched peacefully. We sang songs. We wrote letters. But nothing changed. Some called me dangerous. Some said I should be quiet. But I had this idea that I could do something with my life, and I wouldn't let it go. In 1962, I was arrested. They put me on trial. I stood and spoke to the court, to the world.
I have fought against white domination. And I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the idea of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
The judge sent me to prison. Not for a month, not for a year, but for life. My cell was small, just a mat, a bucket, 4 walls. I worked every day, breaking rocks in the sun, in silence. I could not hold my children. I could not kiss my wife. But I read, and I taught others. I remembered the stories of the elders, and I waited. Outside the prison, people were marching. They were singing, "Free Nelson Mandela." After 27 years, the gates opened. The world had changed. And so had I. I walked free. People cried. People danced. Some shouted my name, but I did not shout back. I called for peace. I said, "Let us walk forward together." In 1994, South Africa held its first free election. Black people, white people, all people, together, and they chose me. I became the first black president of South Africa. But I did not lead alone. I stood with those who had walked beside me. We worked to heal our country. Some people said it was impossible, but I always believed it could be done. I once said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." And that is why I'm telling you my story. Because I had a dream, and I never let it go.